So, everybody knows Shannon Sharpe from Club Shay Shay, from Undisputed with Skip Bayless, from First Take with Stephen A. Smith. But he actually started out his career playing football in the NFL, if you didn't know. My question today is, how good was he really? So like I said, Club Shay Shay host Shannon Sharpe, right? You know, his media career took off when he was on Undisputed with Skip Bayless, going back and forth about how the Cowboys aren't good. Or in the NBA aspects of life where he's a LeBron James enthusiast, right? And then from there, he went to First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Everybody knows Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is like the Jordan of sports media, right? So when he got the First Take, his career took another step. And then you have his podcast, Club Shay Shay. And his podcast went viral when he interviewed Cat Williams.
Are the same things that we liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here.
Yeah, he got paid off that video. But what people fail to realize is he was a pretty decent football player. But on the channel today, we're going to learn together. How good was he really? Let's do it. Oh, Shannon Sharpe. Right? Shannon Sharpe. All right. Shannon Sharpe. He was a tight end who played 14 seasons in the NFL, mostly with the Denver Broncos. And he's regarded as one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Not one of the greatest podcasters, not one of the greatest sports analysts, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Right? But, you know what? Let's start from the roots. Let's start from the beginning. Right? So it says Shannon Sharpe grew up in Glenville, Georgia, where he was an all-state player in 3 sports at Glenville High School. Wow. Right? And then after high school, he went and played for Savannah State. A Division II school. So he's from small town in Georgia, was all-state in 3 sports, wanted to play football, and chose a D2 school. Savannah State, an HBCU at that. So it says, while at Savannah State, he was a 3-time all-conference selection from 1987 to 1989. So he was balling a little bit, all-conference, you know. And then he was also Conference Player of the Year in 87. So he was more than just balling. He was the man. And he was a D2 All-American in 1989. So I guess his senior year was his biggest year. He caught 61 passes for 1,312 yards and 18 touchdowns. And he had 3 games with more than 200 yards. Oh yeah, he definitely probably went first round, right? No. So he finished his college career with 192 receptions, 3,744 yards, and 40 touchdowns. And some accolades while in college. He's in the D2 Football Hall of Fame. He got in there in 2009. He's in the Savannah State Athletic Hall of Fame. He got in there in 2010. And he's in the Black College Football Hall of Fame. He got in there in 2013. So he had a crazy career. But even though how crazy his career is, he wasn't considered a highly rated prospect in the NFL draft. Multiple reasons. Think about it. He went D2. D2 players, no matter how good you are, you play D2, you're not going to get as much respect as you should. And his size was considered too large for a receiver and too small for a tight end. Now, if you see Shannon Sharpe today, you're like, yo, his size was a problem? Yeah, for his position. Because he wasn't big enough. to be a tight end. And he was, too big to be a receiver. He was 6'2", 230. So him playing D2 and having size issues for positional value, he was drafted in the 7th round, 192nd pick by the Denver Broncos. Now, he got drafted as a receiver based off his dimensions, 6'2", 230, and his first 2 years were very mediocre, right? It says he caught 29 passes. That wasn't cutting it. So it seems like he was about to get cut. But the Broncos was like, yo, we're going to give you one more chance. All right, 29 passes in 2 years. They ain't cutting it. Was that 14.5 passes? 14.9 catches? Yeah, they ain't cutting it. So they moved him from receiver to tight end. And yeah, things got real after that. That 3rd year, he caught 53 passes. See, now Shannon Sharpe, he was a great receiving tight end. But he wasn't good as a blocker. He was pretty much like a big slot receiver, right? Think of Kyle Pitts, think of Travis Kelce. Those are good 2 examples, Kyle Pitts and Travis Kelce. Not really good blockers, but phenomenal receivers. And they're pretty much big slot receivers out there. And he got lucky that the position that he played worked in the system he was in. Because the Broncos play a lot of 12 personnel. So for those of you who don't know about personnel in football, it goes by the first number is a number of running backs. The second number is a number of tight ends. So 12 personnel, you got 1 running back, 2 tight ends. And that benefited Shannon Sharpe because 2 tight ends, one has to be a really good blocker. And the other one can be a decent blocker, but a receiving threat. And obviously Shannon Sharpe was the receiving tight end. So after getting drafted, he stayed with Denver until 1999, and he won 2 Super Bowls. And after that, he spent 2 years with the Ravens and won another Super Bowl. And then he pretty much returned to the Broncos and finished out his career until 2003. Then he retired and became an NFL analyst for CBS. So we ran down some stats. He was awesome in college. Even though he played D2 HBCU, he was the man. He has 3 Super Bowls, And if you're just looking at his stats right now, among tight ends all time, he's 5th in receptions and yards. He was a 4-time first-team All-Pro. Only Tony Gonzalez has more first-team All-Pro selections than Shannon Sharpe at the tight end position. And Tony Gonzalez is probably a top 3 tight end ever. So Shannon Sharpe is in the conversation. He had 8 Pro Bowls. And he was the first tight end to amass over 10,000 receiving yards. So, first tight end to get 10,000 receiving yards, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Oh, and he made the Hall of Fame. So, a lot of guys, a lot of viewers out here, they're saying like, oh, Club Shay Shay, yeah, I love that podcast. He's a really good sports media guy. No, he's a great football player. And he just talks sports in his off time. Club Shay Shay. First Take. Undisputed. Shannon Sharpe. Comment below your thoughts on Shannon Sharpe. Do you think he's a top tight end of all time? Top 3? Top 2, number 1? I don't know. You got Gronk. You got Travis Kelce. Comment below your thoughts on Shannon Sharpe. On his playing career. On his podcast. And on his view on LeBron James. Because he got LeBron being the GOAT. I got MJ. That's another conversation for a different day. Make sure you drop a like. Comment below the next athlete you'd like me to review on seeing how good they really are. And subscribe to the channel. But I'm out.